worked. So she's the X. So Natalie would work 2.6 times 2. Take away 1. Round it off to the nearest whole number. 4 hours. Where was the problem? Yes, sir.
Can you say like the problem again to this whole scenario?
I'm telling you.
I
I
said
do the last part.
Robert, Griselda, and Natalie worked together, all together, 12 hours last night on their homework. I said Robert worked twice as many hours as Griselda, and Natalie worked 1 hour less than Robert. How many hours did Natalie work? So we know that Natalie worked 2x minus 1. I have to find out what is x first so that I can multiply it by 2 and take 1 from it to know what Natalie worked. So in order to find x, I knew that Robert's hours plus Griselda's hours plus Natalie's hours all equal 12. Okay? So that's what I did. Robert is 2x, so here's Robert. Griselda is x, here's Griselda. And Natalie is 2x minus 1, here's Natalie. I added them all together to get 12. Now I can simplify. I can put the x's all together, and any numbers together. So the x's, I have 2x plus another x plus 2 more x's. I have 5 x's. Take away 1 equals 12. So now I'm down to saying 5 times some number minus 1 gives me 12. I know that the only thing minus 1 that gives me 12 is 13. So I know that this 5x has got to equal 13. This says 5 times some number. That's what 5x means. This is telling me 5 times some number is 13. I need to know what is that number. 5 times what is 13? So I had to divide 13 by 5 to find out what times 5 is 13. And it came up to be 2.6. So I know that this x has to be 2.6. So that when I multiply it by 5, I get 13. So that when I take 1 away, I get 12. You see what I mean? It's logical, right? Carla?
It sounds logical when you speaking it.
But I'm telling you,
But it will one day.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's just step by step. Because the logic of it is that if I say that 3 people work together and all together they work 12 hours, I know that all together means my hours plus her hours gave me 12. Well, I didn't say they all worked the same. If they all worked the same, then each one worked 4 hours. That would be 12, but I said no. They didn't all work the same. Griselda worked, but Robert worked twice as long as she did. Natalie worked, but she worked 1 hour less than what Robert worked. See? So now they're all have X in them. They all have the same number in them some kind of way. Twice as much, 1 less than twice as much. So now I know if I can find out what this is, I can figure out the rest of them. Once I know how much Griselda works, I can figure out the rest of them because you already told me Robert worked twice as long as she did. So if she worked 3, he worked 6. And if she worked 1 hour less, if he worked 6, she worked 5. You see what I mean? It can all, once you find the key, you can figure out the rest of them. But it's finding out what is that one unknown. Let's do another one.
Please do.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. Chris, Deborah, and Brenda went on a field trip. They all together spent, or went on a vacation. They went on a vacation. All together they spent $650 on the vacation. Brenda spent half as much as Deborah.
I'm the X.
You the X. What is Brenda?
2X.
She spent half as much. You're making her spend twice as
Oh,
much.
1X. No.
Half.
Half the X. How do you get half the X?
How do you get half of 4? How would you get half of
As
4?
soon as I think I'm getting Miss Harris.
No.
Pull one on me.
No, because I want you to think. How would you get half of 4? What's half of 4?
2.
That's the way you do it with anything. So you pick something that you know and say, how would I get half of that? You get half of
Okay.
X the same way,
Okay.
which is just X. Don't get confused because it's just something you don't know, but it don't matter what it is, you're going to find half of it the same way.
Okay.
So to find half of 4, you divided 4 by what?
2.
So to get half of X, I have to divide X by 2.
Ah, see now, Miss Harris,
Or I could say half of X.
Wow.
Either way. You can divide by 2 or multiply by a half. That's half of X. Chris spent 3 times as much as Deborah. So what is Chris?
3X.
3X. Altogether, they spent $650. How much did Brenda spend?
A half a X.
You know, I want to know how much money.
Oh.
So it's
Plus half of X.
3x
You could
plus
put
x
0.5.
plus half x.
Yeah, you can put 0.5X if it's easier for you.
How would you?
So is it 4.5X?
Or is it 5.5x?
If I had 2
I'm
plus
telling
2
you.
plus a half, what would it be? If you had $2, another $2 and a half a dollar, how would you add that?
So it's 4.5.
Hello, every day.
Miss Harris.
See, y'all want to make it hard just cause it's a fraction. It don't matter.
600.
Like you can't have a half of a dollar.
Dang.
Like you always got whole dollars. Let me see your wallet. If it shakes, I don't even want to hear it. 'Cause if it shakes, you got some change.
You might got some honey stuff drop in your lap, Miss Harris.
Send it on. Make it rain.
Do you gotta round to like the nearest whole number?
No, because we can get money. In money, you can have decimals.
Mm.
But you can have cents.
Oh, Lord, it was. Oh.
Yes, you know, see how it is. So we had Chris, right?
3X.
Plus Deborah. Plus Brenda. Equals 650. And you said it's what, 3, 4, 4.5 X?
Yep.
However you want to do it. Some number times 4.5
Oh.
equals 650. How are you going to find that with it? Now what you got to do is remember, how do you divide by a decimal?
Move it.
It's out there, you got to move it, don't you?
Yeah.
Which way?
I mean,
2 plus 2.
You got to make it into a whole number, don't you?
yeah.
So if I move this one time, what do I have to do in here?
Move it 1.
Move it one time. 45 into 65. 45 into 200. 4, 5, 4. Do the same thing again, right?
It's just gonna
Do the
keep
same
going.
thing again, so it's gonna be, which will be, if it keeps going, if it's money, how much money is that gonna be?
$144.
And
44 cents.
44 cents. See, it's not 45. If this was 5, this would have to be 45 cents. But since it's a 4, so that's how much Who spent?
Deborah.
Deborah. How much did Brenda spend?
Half X.
Half of it, which is what?
72, 70, yeah.
72.7.
72.22.
No, 42.4.
And Chris will spend 3
3
times as
times.
much because he's big balling.
That can't be me. You spell my name now.
That's right.
Look.
Now, how you doing? How you
Now
doing,
it's
Chris?
Right. Gotcha.
Look at that. $433.
Get some of that money.
I ain't gonna
And
die.
when you add it all together, now it's not gonna come out exactly to that because we had to round off,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be close enough. And if it was a problem, they would've made it come out right, made it come out even. $6 should have been 49, I'm sure. Add something fast. 649.98, which is,
Round off to 6.
which round off to 650. Anything you can say, you can make a problem with.